was loud. Happy 20th, The Office! Yay!
Yeah. So we were discussing earlier that as I noticed 3 years ago, but I had not watched The Office still. Frank sent a message to me, happy 17th anniversary to The Office. So
Did I really?
Yeah, I forwarded it to you. I sent it back to you. But I was looking, and so The Office 20 years ago premiered in March, right? The 6 episode, like mid-season premiere, because they didn't have high expectations for it, I'm betting. And then in August of that year was a show that's still on the air today, not in reruns. New season coming out shortly.
Listen. The Office had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Well, It's Always Sunny has a beginning, a middle, and it's still a middle, and that's fine. It's okay.
Oh, I don't know there was ever a beginning to Always Sunny.
No, it just was there.
It's just been in the middle forever. It's great.
It has. Did I do the publishing thing right?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. Usually Charles is in here saying hi at this point.
Yeah.
I feel lonely. I didn't do it early enough to let people know that we're doing it. You know.
No, we're live. I see it.
Okay, good.
I see it.
I have
it is a Monday. There's things going on. People are places to do, people to see.
I have a huge list.
Oh,
it's going to take us 4 weeks to get through.
I'm excited for all of those things.
It's the top 100. I'll tell you, the top 100 greatest TV performances of the 21st century, as done by Variety. We're going to do 25 a week.
So let's make sure that we
remember this.
Well, that one, and two, that we stop on even numbers, because last time we did a long list.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of did as many as we felt like on any given week, and one of our loyal listeners, Chris, was very upset that it was not neat and orderly in the manner that we treated it.
So if we go from 100, we should. If we stop at 75, is that good or is that bad?
That could be good.
Okay, so we'll start at an even number 100, and then we can and then we'll stop at number 75 when we get to it.
That's where would we stop at 76? I don't know. I feel like we stop at 76, and then next week we do 75 to 51.
Yes, that's how we do it. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. So, hey, it's been a minute. Last week was a little hectic because there was the St. Patty's Day, and you were playing all of the hockey.
Oh, my God.
And my kids have been doing all of the things. So it's been a little hectic. There was some big stuff that we didn't get to talk about. There's some big premieres we didn't get to talk about. There's some finales. There's all sorts of things coming up. But, outside of sitting in front of the TV watching things, what have you been up to, man?
Before I tell you what we've been up to, Ange is going to pop in, and she's going to need a 30-second elevator pitch on why she should watch Wheel of Time. And I'm going to let you do that because I can't promote it the way it should be promoted.
Got it.
The season, but we'll get there in a minute.
She asked me to pitch her
30. She said she needs a 30-second elevator pitch on why she should watch Wheel of Time. She almost started the other day, but can't tell if she's interested or not.
Got it.
I don't know if she's in yet, but we'll
see. Look, it's.
So what was I up to? It's been a long 2 weeks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday hockey games really, really, really wrecked me as a human being. There's a lot of running, and not just the typical Frank shuffling around the rink. Oh, ha, 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 fat Frank. No. I was running into the corners. I was running down balls. I was flip that and save it for later. I was running all over the place. So it was a lot of fun. In between that, we did 2 episodes of the wrestling podcast with T, the Island of Relevancy. It's catching fire as we creep into WrestleMania season.
Sweet.
Other than that, I bought a car. I bought a new Lego set. I went out to get a new garbage disposal and ended up with a 2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid. It's definitely not a garbage disposal. but it was a wonderful purchase.
It sounds like it. It
It
looks
was. I actually really enjoy driving.
what I've seen. It's a
Um,
fancy screen that you can watch Wheel of Time on while you drive. It's great.
I actually there is a way around the thing in place to stop you from doing that, but I'm not going to say on the air whether or not I would ever do something. Um,
So, uh, friend of mine who may or may not listen every once in a while, used to play drums in one of my bands. Um, would have his laptop with TV shows and movies that he would just sit in the passenger seat down on the floor and watch while he was driving to and from gigs.
Now, that's good. That
No,
that's no,
not
no.
on the seat, like on the floor. So he'd be looking not just to the
Oh,
side, but
oh,
down, watching
oh.
movies while
Why
he's
not
driving down 95 at 90 miles an hour.
why not put, like, a box down there and set it on the box?
It's a different time. I think
It
he had a
was.
PT Cruiser, if I remember right. So, the floor was
Well,
right there.
now
You
that you're bring
basically sat on the road in those cars.
now that you're bringing me back, when we would take long van rides, Dave would actually set his MacBook up on the console of the
Yeah.
van, and we would all watch movies that way. And as a quick side note, Dave took his Mercedes because Dave had to have a Mercedes to our friend Rob, who did audio installs for
Yeah.
quite a while. I think he still does. He sold his shop and works for another guy now, but um, he got a whole new thing put in. So he had me drive his car down to Dewey Beach one Saturday morning,
Oh.
and I watched Clerks 3 on the way down because he had a DVD player installed. And then I watched some of Live Aid.
Wait, Clerks 3.
Not 3, 2. The
Okay.
one outside of movies. 2?
That's 2.
Yeah, I confuse them sometimes. So I watched Clerks 2 on the way down and still had enough time to watch a couple sets of Live Aid because Dewey Beach is so freaking far away.
It's only a 4-hour drive. It's nice.
Oh boy. But anyway,
It's a lovely drive.
what about you? You've had lots of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Lots of concerts. My kids are doing all the things. So I've been watching them play a lot of music and sing a lot of songs. And I mean, they're doesn't stop. This Friday, the one's singing the national anthem at the Wings game, so we'll be there for that. The other one's going to be out of town on a trip down south for the week. But yeah, doing gigs, watching shows. Finished and remodeling a bathroom, so did that last week too. Had to repaint and all that stuff. As Matt says about you, the case of old. Not much different in what I've been up to and doing and all those things. So keeping busy. Found some time to watch some things that we don't usually watch. I'm almost all caught up on Suits LA, which God, it
Nice.
gets worse every week.
Hmm.
Anybody that watched the original Suits remembers like Donna was like the secretary was like one of the driving forces of the show, and this show totally forgot that was a valued component of Suits until like episode 4, and then all of a sudden she's like a vital part of the team. I'm like, I don't understand what happened. They just introduced this new secretary and like, you should love her. She's sassy and spunky like Donna was, and in everybody's business. I'm like, oh, okay, you forgot to introduce her for 3 episodes. But it's not great. It's not. No. Your boy Stephen Amell is not doing great. Eugene from Walking Dead is better than he was as Eugene, but still,
Is he not saving the city?
he's trying to save the city. But then he gave up. It seems like and moved to L.A.
Right. Right.
To save entertainment.
Yeah, is that working?
It doesn't seem to be going well so far.
Maybe they need a
But there was an Office cameo last week.
yes.
Brian Baumgarten,
Yes.
whatever, Kevin was
Brian
there,
Baumgartner.
and Patton Oswalt made an appearance. They're grabbing some guests.
He sounds nothing like he does on a TV show either, does he? Amazing.
No, because his whole arc was feeling bad that
Mm.
he wants to win an Oscar. So how does he get to win an Oscar? Because
Gotcha.
everybody knows him as Kevin, but it pays the bill. So what does he do? I think Ray agrees with my take on Suits LA. I feel like he's dug in and is being as disappointed as I am so far.
I'm not in on it.
No, but you need to watch Shoresy next.
Look,
Shoresy-
I just finished the episode where he says they're never going to lose again.
So you're in season 3.
No, season 1.
Oh, God damn it. Really?
Yes. I look.
Okay.
it's it's I have like 7 more episodes of something else that I'm watching, and then that.
It's so well written.
Yeah.
Oh,
7 more
and just
episodes
watching Suits LA. Got it.
7 more episodes of Battlestar Galactica again, and then
Okay.
I can go to Shoresy.
Dude, it's
I need to see if
so
they
well
find
written. I love the way Jared Kiso writes.
he is
Um,
he so better than Taylor Sheridan, and it's okay when he casts himself in roles.
100%. Because he's like, if you look at his character from Letterkenny and then him as Shoresy, completely different
Yeah,
characters,
they
and
are.
even the evolution that they've done with Shoresy over the last 4 seasons of the show is really awesome to see.
Look, 3
It's
episodes in, and I'm laughing my ass off. Okay,
yeah, it's
so
dude, it's senior Canadian senior whale shit hockey.
it is. It's
It's the
right. It's
whole the
right.
whole premise. It's great.
It's in my wheelhouse.
It's great. I
Um,
can't tell you anything about this season because it all revolves around the end of season 3. But it's quick,
uh,
man. 6 episodes, like in and out.
it is.
Not
It
even
is
3 hours.
It is really really quick. Um, I'm gonna fire off a list
All right.
really fast. Um, so we're gonna do 24 people, and we should be able to get through these rather quickly. But this is the 100 greatest TV performances of the 21st century, as done by Variety.
Okay.
Okay, make this nice and easy. At number 100, Jeremy Allen White as Carmen Berzatto from The Bear.
Okay. Wait, that's number 100 for.
That's number 100.
Oh
Yeah.
dear God. Okay, I feel like that
Yeah.
he's already won more Emmys than
Right.
90% of these people on
Right,
this list.
and then number 99, you may or may not agree with this, but Kelly Riley as Beth Dutton from Yellowstone at 99.
I
Should be
wouldn't
way
put her
higher.
any higher.
I would put her way higher.
No, she's horrible.
Ugh. Number 98, Brett Goldstein as Roy Kent.
This list better be amazing.
I
If you
don't
have
know.
Roy Kent at 98.
I don't know. These are the greatest TV performances. Now, Roy Kent did have a small size, but I think he was, I think, really, way better than 98.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. Better than Dutton.
Number 97, Justin Kirk as Andy Botwin in Weeds.
Okay. I don't know which member of Weeds that was. I just remember Mary. What's her name?
Yeah, this list is trash. I agree. Number 96, Katja Herbers as Dr. Kristen Bouchard from Evil, which was on CBS for a year and then Paramount.
Yeah, it's been on Paramount Plus last year. It's a great show.
Okay.
I don't. As long as Mike Coulter's ahead of her, then maybe.
Well, there's 95 is Kelly Bishop as Emily Gilmore from Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Older
Nope,
mom.
nope, that was Lorelai.
No, older. than
Oh, the older,
grandma.
the grandmom.
Yeah, the
Oh.
grandma. Yeah. Number 94, Matt Berry as Laszlo Cravensworth, What We Do in the Shadows.
Laszlo, no, he should be way up there, higher.
I can't wait to get
He's
more into
so
this.
good.
Number 93 is John Early as Elliot Goss from
Mad
Search
Men?
Party.
Oh, from Search Party.
From
Didn't watch
Search
Search Party.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just do 10. And we'll just do 10 and we'll just drag this out for a couple weeks. Number 92, Kate Blanchett as Phyllis Shalafly, Mrs. America, as a FX 20 in 2020.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't know.
Number 91, Himish Patel as Jivan Chaudhry. Station 11 was on Max from 2021 to 2022.
Yeah, that was a really, really highly rated show that I never watched.
Okay. Number 90, Kristen Milotti as Tracy McConnell in How I Met Your Mother. That's about right for that performance.
How is that on a list of the top 100? She was in like a half an episode.
No, she was
No, barely.
She did the.
Yep, she spoilers.
Yeah, she was okay.
She was the
I'm going to keep going. We're going to go to 74. This is too much fun. Tisha Arnold as Rochelle Rock. Everybody hates Chris at 89.
Okay.
Right. Number 88. This list is awful garbage, trash. Number 88, Julia Garner as Ruth Langmore of Ozark. 88.
It's pretty low.
That's horrible.
I mean, but would I put her as the top person even on Ozark? No.
Not on Ozark, but still.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know.
Let's see where. Number 87, Kyle MacLachlan as Special Agent Dale Cooper, Dougie Jones and others, Twin Peaks: The Return.
From the
That's from
sequel.
2017. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
I
the
hope
sequel.
he's on this list again higher for the original series.
See. Number 86, Renee Elise Goldsberry as Wiki Roy from Girls Five Eva.
The fact that there is any performance from Girls Five Eva on this list that has been canceled on, I believe, 3 different networks now,
Yeah.
tells me
But
this isn't going to go well.
over Julia Garner? Come on. Please. number 85, Stellan Skarsgård as Luthen Rael from Andor.
I mean that's but I've seen that one. I would put him in a top 100.
Okay. Number 84, Ilana Glazer as Ilana Wexler from Broad City.
Okay.
Comedy Central 2014 to 2019. Okay.
Nope.
Number 83, Stephen Yoon as Danny Chu on Beef.
Oh, Beef's considered it okay.
21st century, yeah, 2020.
No, it's a Netflix series, but I guess it counts. Okay.
Number 82, Larimore Morris as Winston Bishop in New Girl.
He's good, but not top. I
Okay.
mean, I believe he replaced. I want to say he replaced somebody else on that show.
Oh.
Who
Number
was
81,
the
Michelle
original
Williams
character.
as Gwen Verdon, Foss Verdon.
Nope.
Okay. Number 80, Al Pacino as Roy Cohn in Angels in America, HBO 2003.
Okay. This list is all over the place with what it
Oh,
is. So it's just TV, period.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Greatest
Recurring
TV. Yep.
TV movie. Okay.
Yep. All right, we got 5 more.
Yeah.
79, Allison Williams as Marnie Michaels in Girls.
Okay. She was all right in that.
78, Naya Rivera as Santana Lopez in Glee. It was great. I enjoyed Glee for a little bit. I won't lie.
Glee was fine.
Number 77, Penn Badgley as Joe Goldberg in You. That a little low for Joe Goldberg?
Yes.
Okay. Number 76, Michaela J. Rodriguez as Bianca Evangelista from Pose. Pose, yeah. I was adding accents where there weren't.
That's with Billy. What's his name?
Yep.
That's 25. So we're good.
We're good.
We can take a break on that list. So yeah, Lamorne Morris, by the way, he replaced Damon Wayans.
Okay.
Junior on that show.
We'll fight over that list later.
Which he was great as, and if I remember with him, I think I was talking about him a week or so ago because he was just in the Saturday Night movie, right? Which was great.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
He played Garrett Morris in Saturday Night. And, I mean, that whole movie's fantastic. Go watch that on Netflix because nobody watched it when it should have come out.
I really just want to hear about The Office and your take on how far through you've gotten. Like that's really where I'm at.
So Ange is here. So before we get to that, should I give the elevator Wheel of Time pitch?
You give your version of the elevator Wheel of Time pitch and why she should watch.
I mean, it's a more interesting version of Game of Thrones, really.
It is.
Wanted to see if you choked on that. You didn't. Good. Okay.
No.
So look, plays more into the mystery and what's happening, the fantasy, the relationship piece. It goes just as dark in a like young adult sort of way. It's like the fantasy medieval version of The Magicians. If you dug that show, it feels similar to that in the way that it approaches things with the show. And I can say that it honestly gets better every season and every episode as it goes through. They're continuing to evolve the show and do more things with it, and Amazon's continuing to back it and actually give it more money. It looks like versus what they've done with some other shows that we've watched here and there. Where you're like, well, season 3 they cut the entire budget, so there's nothing going on. But this one, season 3 especially, comes out with like a huge bang, and they spent all the money, and it is, from a casting standpoint, great with the actors they have doing things, and the motivations and how fast it moves, because it is covering huge books and truncating things. Frank read the books, I did not, but I've enjoyed it immensely. Um,
let me tag on to that at real fast and say yes. So it's a 12 book series. The books are about 1,000+ pages a book. The author passed away before he finished his series, but he did 10 uh 10 10 books. I think it was 10 books. They're not following. So if you've never read the books, and I can tell by Angie's question that she has not read the books, and that's just perfect. That's fine. You don't need to have read the books. If you've read the books, then you're way too critical of the TV show, which I've kind of
what?
been a little bit. Oh,
You're
come on,
never that way.
I got a little bit better. But
Me too.
overall, everything that Jack said times two. The story moves fast. The characters are incredibly engaging. After the first season's like, oh, okay. The second season's like, okay, this is better. And so far, 4 episodes into the third season, Matt just said that the episode 4 of season 3, which just aired last week, was one of the best episodes of television he's ever seen. As someone who read the books and was looking forward to how they portrayed this particular event in the show, I was blown away. And I won't say anything about it because of spoilers, and since you guys haven't watched it yet, it was absolutely, they did it justice times 1,000. Great.
So,
Well,
it agreed, and reminiscent this most recent episode of I have to find the name of the episode.
from Game of Thrones.
No, from Doctor Who,
Oh,
Heaven Sent,
okay.
which is one of my favorite episodes of television ever. Similar to that in the way this plays through and the urgency you feel throughout it. And also similar, and we didn't really get to talk about it last time, to episode 7, season 1 of Paradise,
Oh, yeah.
which Matt, as good as this episode of Wheel of Time was, not quite to the level of that episode of Paradise.
No.
And
But you're also talking apples and oranges.
100%. But as far as like, I've seen some of my favorite episodes of television of the last 10 years so far this year, which is fantastic.
As a diehard book fan of the Wheel of Time, I like I said, I even texted you. I was like, this is amazing. There were some changes from the book stuff that I was, but absolutely overall fantastic. I loved it. Now tell me about the office.
So all right, look. So I've had some friends that have become new popping in, and they're very upset at my take on The Office. But look, 20th anniversary of The Office's day. I feel like there was a reason I didn't watch it for the first 19 years it was out. Not my thing, but I'm committed to the bit, so I'm going to keep working through.
Hey,
this
Doctor Who
horrible
comes
show
back in April, and I'm committed to watching it when it comes. Okay.
I don't think you're watching 9 seasons of 20,000 episodes every season. But look, and to go with that, and I get that I am hypercritical of things on occasion, but they're things that I would not watch if we weren't talking about them.
I understand that.
So that's why, for instance, so I watched The Banker.
Yeah, that was a clip show.
Yeah, it was a complete waste of an episode.
It was.
But I mean, look, it was a great reminder of how awful Jim and Pam are as human beings. I mean, my notes in there, it's like, great, flashbacks to all the dumb stuff. Ask Toby if people are happy. Oh, we get more flashbacks. Then sexual harassment, more flashbacks. Asked if they wait time and resources, more flashbacks to them doing that. I finally remembered the context from Michael talking about the vasectomy, which I complained about last episode. Yeah, and he kept getting it done and redone and undone and all those things. And then they showed, how much of a douche Jim was with Pam the whole time and ruining Roy's life and all of those things and basically stalking her for seasons.
I mean,
it was awful. Then we got to Sabre or Sabri. Yes, as we went through, where I was realizing, so somehow Pam is still pregnant. I feel like it's been 9 years on this show that Pam has been pregnant. We get the dated Party in the USA when they're trying to sing to Sabre, which doesn't work because they're all idiots at the office. And try to redo it to Saber, but
But we
couple
get a new
laughs with that.
character.
We got a couple new characters. We got
Yeah.
Christopher Slater, which I appreciated.
Wow.
Anything for a buck. This is before Mr. Robot brought him back to the public
Right.
eye, and it's like, what do you need me to do? Sure. You want the voice of Christopher Slater? You got it.
Yeah.
And then you get Kathy Bates back in. It's like just a snip, just a little sliver of Kathy Bates.
She's great in her little arc.
I'm sure she'll be good when she comes back. The IT guy, who I just saw in Yellow Jackets this last week, and he was on so many other shows. I'm sure he's a recurring character because he's been in everything since then. So, yeah, another not great episode.
Well, don't
But
forget
Michael
Gabe.
goes to see Dave. Who?
Is that who you're talking about, Gabe?
Who's Gabe? Is
The
that the IT guy?
No, he's not the IT guy.
Oh, the new manager?
The new liaison.
Yeah,
Which
but then
is
he's not in. Like he's in it for like an episode and a half, and I haven't seen him again.
You will. Gabe has a little bit of a longer last.
Got it.
In the rest of
So the David Wallace and the Suck It stuff was funny.
Yep.
I'll give him that. But the whole thing was just like Jim and the daycare and like seeing, oh, look, Jim and Pam are awful people, even to somewhere they want to get into is the daycare. They're just dicks. They continue to make it harder and harder for me to root for them. To take it back to the Always Sunny analogy from the time frame, right? Like in that show, they're not trying to make me root for Charlie or Mac or Dennis or any of them, right? Like they're not trying to make me root for those people. They're acknowledging they're shitty human beings, and that's just what they are. They keep trying to make Pam and Jim look like they're not horrible people.
Well,
and it just doesn't work.
Horrible people.
They really are.
They're not.
They're pretty horrible. All the time. And then we get the manager and the salesman.
Hey, you know who directed this episode of The Manager and the Salesman, written by Mindy Kaling?
I don't.
Mark Webb. That Mark Webb. The Amazing Spider-Man Mark Webb.
Oh, like the
director Mark Webb. Yep. Yeah, 500 Days of Summer. Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man with the actual Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, that's I mean, look, the Russos produced a bunch of great television too before they made Gray Man and whatever Electric Boogaloo, the new movie. So yeah, that one. Look, Kathy Bates was great on it because Kathy Bates is great. And then you get the back and forth with Jim and Michael and realizing that this co-manager thing is the stupidest thing ever. And Jim thinks he'll make more money as a salesman, no cap and commission. And then he goes back to Michael as the salesman instead because he talks himself into it. But you lose all of the aspects of seeing Michael as a phenomenal salesman from earlier in the show to now he's just whatever. And then it's all flipped back. So like could have been a cool story to drag out for a few episodes. But the writing this season is so all over the place that they drug it right back to status quo by the end of the episode. And Jim goes back to sales, and then, Dwight goes up and gloats a little bit, so Jim dunks his tie in coffee because Jim's a dick. That's what I got out of that. It's like, the guy he talked to you. You have to respond by dipping your Jim's just a horrible person. He just drives it home for me every episode. And then I wrapped up the Delivery Part 1, and I forced myself to watch the Delivery Part 2 today.
Part 2 was directed by Harold Ramis.
Okay.
Not that helps, but
I didn't. Part 1 was awful. But Dwight and Angela are going to have a baby now, I guess. But that doesn't look like that's going to work out. Because why would it? And Pam just being awful still and doesn't want to go to the hospital to get an extra night's sleep because she's a horrible human being.
Come on, it costs money. They're struggling.
No, I don't. But they're struggling because Jim stepped down from being the manager because he's an idiot. Because he wasn't a good salesman to begin with, and she's a horrible salesperson. So, I don't know why they're both going into sales.
You think Pam's horrible now? Just wait.
I can't wait to see how much more awful she gets as we go on because she's pretty awful. And then she screws Jim in the episode. It's like, oh, I know what the baby is because I called without telling you, and then I'm going to spoil it for you before the baby's born because I'm a absolute bitch. Yeah. And then Michael drives him to the hospital. They send Dwight to get the iPod, right? Which plays into the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Matt. Since Scranton, how expensive can it be? And it's also 2007. If you were on state medical in 2007, you paid like $500 to have
They
a kid.
weren't on state medical. They were on Dunder Mifflin Medical,
But
which comes out of
that's
New
what I'm
York.
saying.
But it comes out of New York. Well, now,
No,
well,
the
actually,
insurance is still by state.
now it comes out of Florida, right?
Yeah. No, but the insurance
That's
is still
where
by state.
Sabri.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Now, maybe it's a pre-existing condition, so they're not covered. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe they shouldn't have had to redo their kitchen. But they did because of the black mold that Dwight was kind enough and supportive enough of the family to not want the baby to come home to black mold. So he took care of that for them because Dwight's the hero of this story, as opposed to the horrible human beings of Jim and Pam that are breastfeeding other people's babies. Who was a nice cameo by Melissa Rauch before she was Melissa Rauch. That took me a while to pick up that's who it was.
So
but she didn't want to go to the hospital, and then she was in labor for 19 hours. Like, what are we doing?
Another side note, the nurse that massages the boob, the male nurse, that's her real husband.
Oh.
I don't think you care. Actually, there was a bobblehead of Mike Lieberthal on Dwight's desk from his Red Baron days. And another Philly will make a cameo down a few seasons later.
Oh, is it really Pat Burrell's baby?
It's not Pat Burrell.
Because that would have been amazing.
Pat Burrell is not the cameo. I'll tell you, there's a cameo by Ryan Howard much later down in the season where Ryan Howard spends most of his time looking at the camera and going, "Eat fresh," because he was sponsored by Subway.
Got it. Hopefully it involves him and a baseball bat in Jim's head.
It does involve Jim, but there are no baseball hats.
No, that sucks. You still get Michael's trying to set up Aaron and Kevin for whatever reason. But it's also super weird, and they continue to be a super creepy couple because, like, she just, like, had a baby, and Jim feels the need to, like, be in bed with her all the time and, like, sleep in her bed when there's chairs and, like, stuff in the... It's really weird.
Well...
No, it's weird.
You know...
Nope. It's weird.
It's
weird. It's weird.
Okay.
Like, she just, had a major traumatic experience. And Jim decided that he needs to sleep on top of her immediately.
I know. I definitely did not feel that way when my kids were born.
No. And then, they have the car seat sitting in the corner because they haven't installed it at all or know anything about car seats. And they're
new parents.
It's dumb.
Funny.
No. And then they walk out and the baby's still not in the car seat because I don't even know if the car seat made it in the car. And then the nurse just abandons Pam on the bench because he realizes what a bitch she is and doesn't want to deal with her. So he just says, "You sit on the bench. I'm going to go in the wheelchair and take that back, and you can just hang out in the cold with your kid." Because it's February in Scranton. And that's fine to just leaving mom and a newborn outside in the cold waiting for the dumbass dad with 5 tickets from the parking lot. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it continues to be a fantastic show that I understand the love for the last 20 years.
I don't think you do, but that's okay.
That's because it's not good.
I'm okay.
But, it's fine.
That's fine.
It's not good to me. How's that?
No, and that's
disclaimer.
That's fine. I
look. My kid's watching Cobra Kai right now, and I'm realizing how awful that show is as I go through. Or actually, I realized rewatching Cobra Kai with him, when it got bad.
Yeah,
like the first couple seasons, I was like, "This was actually good."
When it left YouTube.
Yeah.
When Netflix got it got bad.
Yeah.
Like,
it got soap opera.
Yes.
It turned into a soap opera.
It turned into a CW show.
No. It's not that good. I mean, it turned into The Flash season 8 versus The Flash season 1, like on a dime.
Fair enough. I know we have a lot of shows to hit. There's 3 quick little things I wanna mention really fast here. In
all good. Sorry.
In 1998, a movie was released starring Emilio Estevez, the Western movie about a gang of youthful gunslingers, grossing $56 million worldwide on a budget of just $11 million.
Yeah.
In 1990, a sequel was born with a price tag of $20 million and went on to gross $59 million.
Yeah, but 18 of that went to John Bon Jovi.
Now, Emilio Estevez, 62, is going to direct Young Guns 3.
He's going to be Billy, the
He's going
senior.
He actually joked about the irony of him starring in and reportedly directing a movie with Young in the title. So that's funny. But back in 2021, Estevez announced that it was in development.
Well, the cool part is he can play the character, the old man that he played in Young Guns, without any makeup now.
He could. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's a thing.
I mean,
so it's going to be a thing.
They're going to bring up the next generation of guns.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't need a 3 after all this time. I really don't. We got a trailer last week.
Well, he got kicked off the Mighty Ducks, so he's got to figure out some money somewhere. Like I'll watch the sequel. I enjoyed the first 2.
He left the Mighty Ducks. I will rewatch the first 2. Thank you very much.
Did he leave the Mighty Ducks?
There's conflicting reports about that. Anyway, it's off. Matt, I hate you.
Because they were shot down. It was a blaze of glory, though, so it's all good.
We got a trailer a week or 2 ago about a new Netflix movie from Adam Sandler.
We did.
We're getting a Happy Gilmore 2 trailer. Let me just tell you right off the bat, this looks awful. However,
Happy Gilmore.
However, it's Happy Gilmore. I am not expecting The Godfather. I'm expecting a goofy Adam Sandler movie with a ton of cameos and all his friends showing up and me watching it over and over and over again.
Look, by the 7th time that you watch an Adam Sandler movie, it's great.
Exactly. Pixels isn't really that bad a movie if you go back and watch it now.
Speaking of that, Shooter McGavin is in the they put him into the latest golf PGA Tour game.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a playable character.
I haven't looked at that. And the other little tiny bit of news that isn't related to any other mediums except that it's from Smallville. The creators of Smallville, they were ready to go on an animated series that I think would have been really good. They had all the actors were going to come back and voice their characters. I'm not sure about Allison Mack, but probably maybe they could have gotten her too. But because Superman's being rebooted by DC, they don't think that this is ever going to see the light of day now.
That's
because
fair.
It's in the same universe, the same sphere as a Superman project. They got rid of Superman and Lois off TV. There's no real other Superman projects going on right now, I don't think.
There's Adventures of Superman season 3 will be out shortly.
Okay. But other than that,
yeah, it's I get no, because I don't know that I buy that. Only because it's not anything to do with they're still making Elseworld stuff.
Right, but
there's a ton of Elseworld stuff coming out. Adventures of Superman is or My Adventures with Superman is fantastic. I raved about it for the last couple years.
To stick with the quick little Superman thing, it looks like the Superman movie looks to be about 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is shorter,
nice and tight,
than every other Superman movie except the original. I believe those movies were a little longer.
I don't know, it's too long.
I'm 220's fine. I'm okay with it. Right? We'll see. There's another probably support. Blah, blah, blah. There's another big trailer coming.
Look, until they can get to when I can spend $5 more to go see a movie, and they tell me what time the movie actually starts.
Oh, that doesn't happen. You get half hour.
That's what I'm saying. I'll pay an extra $5 to be able to walk into the theater when the movie starts.
See, I like the previews, but
no, I like the previews. I don't like the ads. Trailers I'm fine with.
Oh yeah,
there's 15 minutes of ads before you get the trailer, and then there's 5 minutes of ads after the trailers.
Look,
I love movie trailers in the theater. But the ads and all of that stuff that they're doing now is painful. It's an extra half hour.
I'm watching a 4-hour YouTube video in bits and pieces, right? On something wrestling wise. Every 90 seconds there's an effing ad. Every 90 seconds there's an ad. It's horrible.
I wouldn't get that.
Horrible.
I have YouTube Premium though.
I don't. And
It's worth the investment.
lastly, in the whole newsy category, because I trimmed the news all the way down, Jason Momoa almost spoiled Lobo for the entire world during an interview with Jack Black. He has a picture of himself in the Lobo costume and was about to pick it up. He walked off, grabbed the phone, and was about to show the guy a picture. And the producer off screen went, "Jason, do not do that," or the publicist.
Yeah.
And James Gunn tweeted back and wanted to offer a big round of thank you to Jason's publicist for stopping that from happening.
Yeah. Speaking of Jason, so there's been some new. I don't think we've talked about the new Minecraft trailers.
No, and I won't see it.
No,
No.
it looks better than it did from the original trailer. The original trailer was just creepy and weird. Now it actually looks like it's might be funny. I might go see this one.
Okay.
We'll see.
Maybe
kids.
if my
We're big
kid
Minecraft
wants,
fans
if
for
my
kids.
kid wants to see it, maybe I'll go suffer through it and spend money on popcorn bucket.
Don't I don't. I mean, a Minecraft popcorn bucket could be cool. Look, I even just spent time watching Craven.
Yeah, you did. Let's talk about some TV shows that we watched and movie that you watched.
A
How
lot of
good is
TV.
Craven?
Craven was actually not awful. It
Okay.
shouldn't have been Craven.
Right.
And it has suffered from the same problem that a lot of the movies that have come out lately, and even some of the TV shows, where it was just over edited and tried to do too many things instead of just being like, here's a good story, let's tell that. But like I said, like there was no reason for it to have Craven as the through line. Like it was just an international espionage thriller. Like bad guys doing bad things, but like they set him up like as a not even an anti-hero. Like at no point is he the bad guy.
Mm.
So like that ruined the whole Craven aspect for me because he's one of the biggest villains of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
They may have set it up where he can become a villain was where they were going out of this, where he stops being a good guy and turns into a bad guy, possibly. But not. I'd watch it again if it was on. Like it's same as all. Look, all of the Sony movies have that. No, I mean, so T's asking if when I say over edited, do I mean poorly edited? Yes and no. I mean over edited and over studio noted. So
Gotcha.
where there was like definitely a story there, and they just kept putting cuts and more shit in and taking other stuff out so that it became a disjointed mess.
Right.
Like a lot of the movies that we've had lately from comic books and the TV shows, like Brave New World suffered from that,
Yeah.
like so badly.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I'll hit the other two shows that I know you don't watch, and then we can hit Daredevil and Reacher and Mythic Quest.
Well, there's one show that I'm not caught up on. Go ahead.
So Invincible finished 2 weeks ago too, which is the highest rated animated show of the last 30 years. It's tied with a bunch of other huge finales and like from the Clone Wars and all these other shows. It's 9.9 rating or 99
that.
Rotten Tomato score for the finale of Invincible. Great episode. This whole season was great. I feel similar to the way I feel about Wheel of Time, where it continues to get better and better, and you're getting character development. They're moving the story forward. They're doing crazier stuff all the time. We were like, they'll never do this, and then they go all in on it. There's some threads they dropped that I'm sure they'll pick up next season. Hopefully, there's not the lag that we had from 1 to 2. 2 to 3 was a fairly quick turnaround, so hopefully we keep that going forward. But yeah, Invincible was fantastic, and they set up so much, like too much shit for season 4, in my opinion, in the last 3 minutes of the episode. But the episode all in was great. You got Stephen Yeun and Jeffrey Dean Morgan going at it again. The Neek and Glenn rematch that nobody knew they wanted to be able to get on a different show, but waited for Robert Kirkman to pull that off.
Nice.
And Ange and Ray thrown out there again. Brave New World is a Hulk sequel with no Green Hulk. Exactly. Where it goes into, they're writing these stories and they're like, well, this is the movie we have. Let's fit this story that I have that's going to do this into this movie. right? As opposed to being like, let me write a Sam Wilson Captain America movie. It's like, no, we have this movie with all these ideas for General Ross that we want to do. Which lead are we going to put in this General Ross story? Is kind of what it ended up feeling like.
Yeah, basically.
So that Severance ended.
Oh yeah,
Frank will catch up on that in time
I
for season
actually
3.
am gonna watch Severance before season 3 comes out. I really am.
Hopefully not a 4-year gap or however freaking long it was
No,
between
I
season
think I
1 and
saw
2.
that they said it's not gonna take that long.
Yeah, I mean the writer's strike hit them pretty bad too, in the first one, but um, the final 2 episodes were great. The guy who playing Milchick is a insanely talented actor and just goes all in on this role. I mean, you get a marching band, you get action, you get this. There wasn't anything missing from this episode. It was so well done. Some interesting choices from a character standpoint, which I hope they dig into a little bit more as we get into next season. But it keeps getting better and better as we go through. And they brought Patricia Arquette back in the last couple episodes, and she's fantastic. There was filler for some reason though, which is weird. In a 9-episode series, why there's filler episodes doesn't make sense to me. But there was a couple filler one filler episode in particular this season, which wasn't great. But other than that, it's been a fantastic run. Yeah, it's I binged most of the first season, but caught up right before the first season ended. It is definitely a weekly watch, where if you try and binge it, it's just too much to take in a binge. So it's a spread out the episodes. T says he had a hard time getting hooked with it when it first started. It's definitely a like spread it out so you can get into it. But it's a show that benefits from a weekly watch versus a binge for sure. And then the only other thing, nope, those were the 2 shows.
No, so I did not watch Reacher yet. I was caught up doing some other stuff, and I did not. Basically, I was playing video games all weekend, so I did not get to Reacher. I kind of zoned out.
It's all
right. A lot of baseball, a lot of Destiny. Apparently, I have Ubisoft Plus and didn't know that, so I downloaded Assassin's Creed for free. Not really for free. I paying for Ubisoft, and that game's apparently really, really, really good.
Shadows, right? Is the new one?
Yeah. I did watch Mythic Quest. I just hope they don't take the 2 main characters in the direction that they always take a male and a female character. I don't foresee them hooking up at some point. I really hope they don't.
No,
ruin their dynamic as putting them together. I think ruins their dynamic.
Well, so you've just binged most of it, right? Yes. Like before this season. So
yeah,
I think the problem that I have with the way they're doing Ian and Poppy this year is it's the same way they did them last year, and the same. It's very cyclical in its storytelling. Like it's like, okay, we're gonna bring back everybody's good, and then we're gonna slowly tear them apart, and then they'll be split. And then the beginning of next season, oh look, they're back together, and it's great again. And they keep doing that kind of format with the show every season. So I don't love that.
No, and I know she's pregnant in real life, so I don't know what play that has in everything, or she was pregnant at the time.
Yeah. I'm sure that made it for the storyline, but I mean, it's easy enough to hide and with the clothes that her character wears and everything. So I don't know. There's 1 episode left of Mythic Quest. We'll see where it ends up, but I feel like everything's gonna resolve and everybody's gonna be good and it'll be the
or
same
they leave it on a big cliffhanger where it doesn't resolve.
Yeah, could be. Season 4's been great though.
Oh god, yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. It once that so now that that's ending, what do we have coming up? We have
we'll have the Reacher finale and we'll have the Mythic Quest finale.
Mythic Quest finale. So that'll open up a spot for a little bit for me to slide Shorzy in until Andor comes back.
Because we have Daredevil.
Well, obviously Daredevil, but they're dropping so much Andor at once.
Still going.
It's
3 episodes a week for 4 weeks,
and that's going to be rough because they're not like quick, easy episodes. They're long episodes.
Yeah,
like they're drawn out.
Same thing that we ran into that Wheel of Time did. when they dropped
Yeah.
3 episodes at once, and it was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, well, I mean, look how it took me. I purposely, so I said this, I don't know if I said this on our show. I purposely didn't watch the 3rd episode of Wheel of Time because I wanted to watch 3 and 4 back to back because again, having read the books, I know the basics of the
Yeah.
story and I wanted to see how they did that. Now, again, without spoiling, they're taking one character that should be doing this and moving that character out of what that character does. And I'll tell you about it after we're done. But um Reacher I'm behind on, but Daredevil, I thought Daredevil was great.
Um,
I mean,
yeah, I just want my Daredevil and my Daredevil show.
well,
Like,
that's
it was cool seeing Punisher. That's great.
that's
Um,
a great scene. That's a
but
great scene overall.
this goes back to what we were just talking about, right? Like the editing of this, like this feels like a lawyer show,
Well,
which is great. But like we did this season 3 of Daredevil, where he put down the mask and he was just Matt Murdock and going through the motions and doing the thing. I just want Daredevil in my Daredevil show. Like
I thought
I want action and I want Daredevil.
I thought episode 4 was phenomenal. I think that through 4 episodes, this series should not be called Daredevil. It should really be called Wilson and Matt Go to Work because that's really what we've got so far is Wilson and Matt going to work, and that's fine. But Muse had a great introduction, and then you see all the little Easter eggs of Muse having been there all along, basically. All the artwork. I didn't notice any of that. I didn't pick up that he had tagged all the artwork that they were showing on the walls.
Yeah.
Um, there's screenshots released, or screenshots leaked of season 2 that's in the process of filming. And it looks like we're getting a specific Daredevil storyline. Can you let him out? There's a specific Daredevil storyline that I don't know because I didn't read the comics, but something about him in a black suit.
Yeah, it was one of the times he got super hurt, so he armored up. It was so that storyline was Matt Murdock gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
One of the like 4 times he's been killed in the last 50,
He's,
60 years, whenever it was.
he's a comic book guy.
Um,
They all die.
but so he stops being Matt Murdock and is only Daredevil.
Oh, well, see, I wouldn't mind that.
Matt Murdock's killed and
Right.
hits carried out. His building's blown up, right? So he has this goes in and goes harder against criminals, and he has this armored
Okay.
costume that he starts wearing, which is the black. And he does that for a little while. It was when, every so often they retool everybody's looks, right, in the comics and do like in the Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane area, everybody got pouches.
Yeah.
Same basic. This is what they did to Daredevil during that time. It was like the early 90s. T's going to start playing We Built This City in every known language at work all day. That was a weird pull.
It was.
And maybe it was because
He's building the city.
no, but maybe it's because I just had that stuck in my head from Paradise.
Yeah, you
And
know
it was in
what?
another show. I was like, oh my god, like why are all these shows using the same songs? Is it like the anniversary of We Built This City? Is it the 40th
So-
anniversary?
The Paradise version was freaking fire.
It's so good. So yeah, I just went Daredevil on my show.
So
So
the
I
next
hope we get there.
episode, the next episode is supposed to be a double episode. From
Oh,
now,
is they dropped 2? All right.
we're going to drop 2, so I'm hoping, and I'm sure people are hoping that we get some Daredevil in maybe the second episode. Like I think they're building towards it, but you're doing 8 episodes. You're doing a 9 episodes. You're doing a 4-episode build. That's I want to see fists flying too. That's what I want to watch. I want to watch my costumed vigilante kicking ass.
Yeah, because look, the political stuff is fine. It's a little crappy timing wise to like I don't want to watch that in my escapism right now.
Well, no, yeah, sure.
So I want to see like I said, I just want to see Daredevil be Daredevil. There's and I get it. It's because it's right in all of the live action things. We need the guy out of his mask as often as possible.
Sure.
Right? Like even in the first episode, like Matt takes off his mask when he's done throwing bullseye through. Okay, great. Because even whatever. We always need the guys out of their masks. So we spend a lot more time with their alter egos than we do in the comic books.
Yep.
Which is one of the things that drives me nuts about the way that we approach all of these superhero things. That's why I like either just do movies about ones that don't wear masks or leave them in their mask.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Supposedly they're going to like really lean into Muse and really show the horror that is that character from what I've been reading. Again, I didn't read the comic books, so I don't know. I'm just going by what I see on the internet, which isn't always right. But this character is like one of the more no, so
Yeah, but Latvia is like a real country though.
Latvia is the real country. Doom is from where's Doom from? Doom's
Latveria.
from Latveria, but they said Latvia, right? It's like they said it and everybody clicked and thought Doom, but it's not.
So it looks like, yeah, it looks like in the comics though, somewhere in the history they said Latveria was formed out of Latvia.
Okay. There's Doctor Doom stuff to talk about next week, maybe. Like there's leaks and stuff, and I don't want to lean into that now.
Yeah, look, I'm not worried about what they're doing with Doomsday or Secret Wars.
Yet.
Like let's see
Yet.
if Fantastic Four doesn't suck first.
But they did mention the Skrulls in this.
We did get the drop, which look great. We're still not acknowledging that Secret Invasion happened in this universe. So,
right,
because if we remember right at the end of Secret Invasion, there was mass hysteria because Skrulls were everywhere and taken over, and everybody was getting murdered and killed, and like, whatever, Beach's dead.
I guess
all good.
Yeah, and then I guess that kind of
Thunderbolt Ross is in charge now. It's fine.
Right, but when did that happen? Secret Invasion happened before Captain America, right? Or is it after Captain America?
I don't know anymore.
Right, because then I want to know, well, wait, Rhodey disappeared but didn't disappear? But okay, don't make me go down that hole. No, we're gonna go back next week. We're gonna do another 25 of the junk TV character list. So I don't want to do all 100 in one show, or we wouldn't have had a show. We're gonna tease that. That's a tease. We're gonna tease that for the next 3 weeks. We'll get the next.
So Secret Invasion is November of 2025.
Okay. When's
months after Miss Marvel? Which, by the way, the brother from Miss Marvel is in that Deli Boys show. So I think I might have to end up watching Deli Boys.
Okay. So is Brave New World before or after?
Daredevil Born Again takes place in 2027.
What?
Yes. So that's where we're at. So now we're ahead of time.
Wait. Captain America Brave New World is set after Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Okay. So no mention of Rhodey in Brave New World, even though Sam and Rhodey were kind of whatever. I will say tease as much as I can.
Brave New World is also in 2027.
I will tease Brave New World later.
So they're gonna drive over and stab you.
Don't tease me.
So look, lots of good stuff. Lots of finales coming up this week too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show.
You can find me as always at Jack Kid Music. I got Tony's in Ivyland Saturday night. I'll be at Barnaby's Aston Sunday after the Phillies play.
Yeah, we got Phillies opening season Thursday. Right? Phillies start the season on Thursday. I got the home opener on Monday. We're 50-50 on if we're doing the show. Depends on what time the home opener's open. It's a 3:00 game, I think.
Okay. Sounds good.
I forgot to mention that.
The Union are number 1 in the East in MLS, so I'm good.
I actually saw that. I'm pretty happy to hear that. You can find Jack. Where's Jack at again? Jack's doing all his stuff.
Yeah, at the places.
Yeah.
Music. I'll be all over the place. If I'm not playing on a night, it's because I'm going to something else that one of my kids is doing it.
And then you can find me usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on hockey, on the Island of Relevancy Wrestling podcast with T, and lots of chime in comments from Matt. The th- you're not going to troll me today, T, with your El Paso self. Cannot not troll the Phillies.
On that note, thanks for finding the Geek Spot, everybody. We will see you all next time.
Yeah.